Hey, welcome to Mariani's Market Minute. Today I'm going to try to, the number one question I'm getting from buyers right now is the concern that can this momentum in the housing market sustain? I'm not getting this question very often, but on a national level, are we headed for another foreclosure crisis? What's going to happen next year? So I'm going to try to put this into three different questions or hit three different topics really quick that if we put those into perspective, hopefully can help you or someone make a decision. If they're struggling to make a purchase or struggling to lease for a longer period of time, if you know somebody that could benefit from this information that I'm going to share, share it with them. That's hopefully what I'm trying to help everyone here. And it's the data over the drama, as I would say, because the news does more to terrify than to clarify. So I'm going to make this quick. If we're looking at the housing market and trying to gauge what's going to happen next year, first we have to look at what is a foreclosure crisis, if we're going to answer that question, followed by what's happening in the economy, what's happening with unemployment, what's happening with forbearance, and finally, what's different about this housing market than 2009. So I'm going to run through this really quick. If you have any questions, DM me. And, what city are you in right now? Where are you watching this from? Let me know. I'd love to know. So first, let's just talk about what is a foreclosure crisis. To look at what a foreclosure crisis is, we went back 20 years to 1999. From 1999 to date, that's quarterly, the average quarterly from 1999 to date, over 20 years has been 200,000 plus foreclosures in a quarter. In 1999, we had 136,540 foreclosures. 2009 was the peak where we had over 500 foreclosures per quarter. We're at 20,000 foreclosures right now in 2021 per quarter. Yes, we have a moratorium against foreclosures, and when the moratorium is lifted, that number is expected to go up. Even if it doubles or triples, you're still not going to be anywhere near the average foreclosures we had on average over that 20 years. So it's really important to look at where we've been. And not one expert is predicting a crisis of foreclosures, an abundance of foreclosures, because let's face it, most people have learned their lesson. And what's different between 2009 and to date, strategic defaults. What is a strategic default? Well, a strategic default was somebody that said, hey, my home isn't worth what I owe on it, so I'm going to walk away. That's not happening today because we have historically low inventory, the lowest rates we've ever had. And so what's happening is that potential person in forbearance has options because they have equity. And since there's no homes on the market, they can put that home on the market, sell it quickly, and walk away with some money in their pocket opposed to foreclosing. It's that simple. The other thing is lending standards. Lending standards have gotten so much stricter than they were in 2009. Let's face it. The risk analysis associated with these loans has been drastically reduced because the banks don't want to get stuck holding these mortgages. So there's a big difference of where we've been, the difference in the real estate market. And finally, let's jump to the economy. Because if we look back to April 2020, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, the experts were all saying, and they're not always right. The experts aren't always right, but these experts were saying that we were going to see a V-shaped recovery. And here we are in 2021. We're here in the second week of February, and the stock market, the Dow Jones, has been rallying for the last 2 weeks. We slowed down a little bit today, but that's because the economy has mirrored that V-shaped recovery, so they were on track there. Now, unemployment, let's hit those numbers real quick. Unemployment the experts were calling for about 4.5 years of just really a tough road ahead as far as the service industries go, hospitality, and the airlines were absolutely planning for 4.5 years, which has not affected the housing market, because what we're finding now is home is more important than it ever has been. So Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, CoreLogic are all saying real estate is going to appreciate as high as 5% in 2021. Zillow is saying 7%. These are national numbers here in San Luis Obispo County. I think we can plan on beating the national numbers because we have water, we have mountains, and literally we live where everybody else vacations, especially when it's safe to do so. Let me know. I'm covering this fast. I think I'm talking fast. Sometimes, you know what I do on YouTube? I hit the speech and I hit speed it up. I don't know if maybe you can speed me up, if that would help or hurt or not. But I am literally trying to give you this information as fast as I possibly can. I want to hit on all topics. Again, you can just DM me. Let me know if I haven't hit on anything. What is the foreclosure crisis? We're not even close. It's important to know where we've been, what's happening now with the economy, you know, the V-shaped forbearance. As soon as forbearance is lifted, yes, we'll see a little bit more inventory possibly. Again, it's just Ivy Zellman said 0% chance of a housing foreclosure crisis. So hit me up if you need anything. I hope you're staying safe, doing well. As always, take care, my friends.